watch the start
It's about the
So then, how would you feel? Your first game on national television. You got a ball guy just bowled 250.
Oh, I'd feel a little bit better now that the messenger didn't come over and take out the 10 on the opening shot. At least I'm not behind.
Right away, yeah.
Well, if you're going to win, you might as well go ahead and tow it up with the best, or one of the best. Brings out, hopefully, sure. Brings out the best in you.
Spare. Okay.
He wants a re-rack already?
Opening shot, leaned over to our television coordinator, Kevin Shippey.
That's amazing. His first shot on television, and he asked for a re-rack. Okay. He's not afraid, is he?
Nickname is the Turtle.
The Turtle. That's, I guess, from the slow ball.
Well, I reckon this is Criss' first last game.
Still left a solid
See, you should have taken the other rack. It would have carried the 10 pin on the other rack.
But we'll never know.
I know.
Do you know how many strikes you probably would have thrown throughout your career had you not worn that callus on your index finger?
Zero.
From re-racking, you always use the full complement.
Well, that's true. That's why they reduced it from 5 to 4 to 2.
It took you days to compete. Well, he has to feel a little better now with a spare up in the opening frame.
229, almost 230 this week. Not bad.
Kept shooting 240s last night and kept losing early on.
Lost with 3 of them, yeah. Didn't average too well on this pair, only 208 on this pair.
Yeah, but that was yesterday. Now, let me ask you this. Was that a crisscross?
That was definitely a crisscross, yeah. If it fit early, if it had crossed a little more, he might have got a strike.
Stay down, make a shot.
Hear that? Stay down and make good shots.
That he did there. A couple of spares and going to sit down, try and relax a little bit.
Get that heartbeat down under 100.
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity. Tremendous amount of pressure the first time of the championship round. Branham, though, feeling no heat whatsoever and looking to apply a little perhaps to Mr. Criss.
It was interesting, too, because Branham talked about how his bugaboo was getting by the first game, that he relaxed there. He's going to shoot 250 the first game when he's nervous. I mean, get better.
Could update that now to, what, 15 and 9.
Right.
And the average is going to go up as well. Dave Husted also an excellent championship round player. George is inside, though, and feeling it. He's right in the comfort zone, both physically and mentally.
You see how clean that ball came off his hand? Just. Yeah, he's relaxed. I mean, Criss has just got to get his act together and make him squeeze a little bit by doing something positive himself. Stay down with Ellen, Denny. I mean, that's the thought he put in his mind the last time. Stay down and make good shots.
Had a chance to talk to Tim last night and ask him to inform all of the national viewers about himself, because we haven't seen him before.
Well, I'm pretty much known as a tweener. I came out here and, you know, I took my lumps just like any other player, first-year player last year. This year I've tried to make some adjustments. You know, I try to learn how to play a little straighter when I have to, hook the ball a little more when I have to. And it's just time out here. You know, I've been a decent regional player for a few years before I came out, and you know, I put some time out here, and I'm learning. You know, when I can learn and I can put things together like everything came together this week, I hopefully can spend more than just 1 week.
Better be a fast learner, because George Branham's off to a quick start.
He made a really nice shot, though, to get a double, get himself into the match. Branham, though, it's like he's not even noticing. I mean, he's just into his own game right now. But he's only up 11.
All these numbers are one away from the actual price of the car. All you have to do is concentrate where the numbers go. And if you get them all right, you win the
Well, they all look the same, don't they?
Looks to me like he's got a lot of the lane, Michael. A little bit light, maybe somewhere in the middle or even flush.
Well, he's deep into the lane, then. I mean, when he sets it down here, that's left of the fourth arrow. He's setting it down in a lot of oil. When it comes out of that in the dry part, it is just solid. Criss is playing a similar angle, though. There's Branham. With that 7 more belly, right around 18 miles an hour.
Oh,
Nice break for
this
Tim.
guy left
See, there was
on the
a very
tee.
good indication, I would think, in terms of the speed. That ball, slow enough speed to turn the corner from the deep angle and still kick out the 10 pin.
Well, you got the nice little love tap action. You don't always count on that. That's his thought he's got in his mind going through. Get through. See, he just did the exact opposite. He didn't stay with it. Soften up. That's exactly what he said.
Were you a proponent, Mike, of giving yourself just one key before every shot, or no?
A lot of times. I think that's a very good idea. Don't make it, you know, what is it, the KISS method? You know, keep it simple, stupid, you know, that type of thing.
All right, you and I'll develop that point when we come back. Tim Criss trailing right now. George Branham III looking to move on up. We'll be back with more match number 2 after this message. And a quick look at the final 2 tournaments of the 1994 PDA Summer Tour. The Greater Harrisburg Open coming up next week, and then the following week, touring pros head down to Lexington, Kentucky for the first time ever. So that should be a fun event.
Yeah, I've never been to Lexington. I'm looking forward to that. Brandon's looking forward to throwing another strike.
So 0 will be at 2.
Little skid. He still strikes.
Like I said, he's got the whole lane.
He does. Jackie says, keep it up.
Okay, 8 will go to 6. Thank you. 32,000.
There you got that down a little quick and a little in.
Let's see the first 3.
He's talking to it. He's bouncing to it, man.
5-bagger for George Branham III, leads by 23.
Off his hand quick. But boy, they all wind up
Let
flush.
them see shit.
Well, 250 the first game might be the small game of the night then.
Nothing better than having the right ball matched up to the lane, playing where you like to play. And have 27,000 to shoot for.
And he likes to play inside.
Oh, he loves it.
Can't throw much better than that, Denny.
Have to be impressed with his performance thus far.
So far, right? Tim Criss, 5-step player, stands near the back of the approach. Basically, low backswing. Head is very steady all the way through. Gets right to here. You see the backswing. Now watch the follow through come right up past his ear. Does that every single time. See how square he is at the foul line?
Went high the last trip. Oh, nice adjustment. Very professional shot right there.
You know, he says something to himself every time, and he puts usually a positive thought into his mind. You know, he's got Brandon's attention. He still can shoot 257.
Trouble is, Brandon's got room for 290.
And he can't stop carrying.
Marginal shot there.
It's an X on the board, Dennis.
I knew you were going to
It's
say
an X
that.
on the board. George Branham, little crouched as he starts, bends forward, bends the knees, holds the ball low. He's a 5-step player. Very broad shoulders. Swing is full and free. See how steady the head is. The left hand out for balance. Now look at the balance at the line there.
4 left, 9 wiggled momentarily.
What that does is give Tim Criss hope. I mean, Criss now can strike out for 257 and make Branham, you know, do something in the 10. The 4 and the 9 are there for a split second. He converts the 9 with no trouble. And Tim Criss now has a chance in the match. Got to have this one.
Good news is he gets the finish, too.
Right. I mean, first, he can put the pressure on him, and he chose to do this.
Let's get rid of the 8.
Has to hurry.
He just hit speed and a tickle and didn't get it.
He just kind of slipped off his hand a little early, Dan. He didn't quite get through that tension. You know, he's got a controlled swing to begin with. And under pressure like that, the muscles will tense just a hair more, and sometimes they can inhibit that hand release just a little bit. At basically eliminates those.
Speed. Length.
You can still finish with 236, but Branham's going to be in the 240s if he opens. Branham has 229 right now without throwing another shot. So if Criss doesn't double, Branham doesn't even need to show up for the 10.
I can open up my world with a vice moment.
A little more loft. Take out the 4 after a couple of key doubles to keep himself close. Tim Criss unable to execute down the stretch.
Very professional game, though.
No question.
I mean, it's going to be a clean game, assuming he makes this 4-pin. It's going to be in the 220s. He had most every shot in the pocket. Just running into a guy right now that is lined up and carrying and confident.
And that's almost the luck of the draw on the PBA Tour. Had he ended up maybe with Mike Edwards or somebody else who didn't shoot a huge game at him, it was a close match, he might have been able to sneak by. Right? I mean, it's pretty tough when you figure you might shoot 225 and lose in your opening effort.
He's going to take home a check for $6,500. That soothes the wounds just a little bit there. See a similar shot to the ninth frame there.
Pat on the back. Congratulations for George Branham III. And so Tim Criss will finish 4th. And George Branham III gets an opportunity to stay loose, maybe fish a little bit. Nice reaction.
You know, and he even fell off balance a little on that shot. The ball still wound up in the pocket. So right now he can't do anything wrong.
257 the opening game. Room for 269. Here. Keeps getting better every game. You're Dave Husted. You figure you got to shoot 290 to win.
Possible.
Already twice this summer we've seen a 4 or 5 seed just bolt to victory. Husted was one of them. He's well aware.
In fact, the last 2 times on ESPN, he went from 4th to 1st and 5th to 1st.
Yeah,
got to win the same number of games.
Right. And believe me, that is a very, very difficult thing to do.
Good game by
Terrific performance, George Branham III, averaging 260 plus for the opening couple of games.
Awesome game by George Branham.
Next in
Like and
line.
subscribe.